Welcome to the Morning Nerdy News. I'm your host, Gray Falcon. We're going to go ahead and get right on into it today. So we're going to start off with BlizzCon is still happening. Next year, February 19th to the 20th of 2021, BlizzCon Online. We won't be able to go out and meet up in person. We're not going to be able to sit down across from each other and play on our computers, but we will be able to stream online and watch what's happening. I don't know if they are charging to view this. There is no information in here that goes into information about pricing. Given that this is an Activision thing, I would not be surprised if they sell tickets or special access to specific shows. Keep an eye out for that, and if we're lucky, they're just going to go on in and keep this as a free offering. I would love to see it if they went in and showed off cosplay, had a period of time where maybe on live video, submit a video or have photos sent in for cosplay, because BlizzCon gets some really awesome cosplay every year. A Q&A would be wonderful. Maybe have that set up on Twitch stream or YouTube live or something like that. Now, that would be a little bit different because that would give them the ability to kind of monitor what questions they actually answer, and we're not going to get the you think you want it but you don't want it kind of thing. So hopefully we're going to see some more information on this coming up about what's going to be available for community interaction, and this won't just be like Gamescom where it's all just presented to you but there's not really any interaction with the fans, because unfortunately that was kind of disappointing. And as someone who comes from the convention industry from a structural design standpoint, so it's a little bit different, but people like to interact. They like to have those spaces where they can go in and communicate with people. And right now, we're just not getting that from these conventions, these online presentations. So hopefully, we're going to start to see that come out with something like this. Moving along, Xbox gets released today, and it's already gone live in the UK for pre-orders. Pre-orders go live today at 11 a.m. Eastern, and it's a little concerning because right now we're showing that store supplies are going to be very limited. We have photos from stores showing that they got one Xbox Series X and two Series S's, 4 X's, 2 S's, 3 X's, 1 S's, or 1 S. It's going to be disheartening if you're trying to get this in a store because there are a limited number, so you better start lining up right away if you're hoping to get one of these. It's just one of those circumstances where we're worried about online because we already know that Best Buy, Amazon, probably Walmart, they don't care about who purchases them. They are fine with the bots coming through and swiping them all up and then trying to turn a profit scalping them on Amazon or eBay or Mercari, any of those locations where you can go in and resell them. Be ready. Remember, like I said yesterday, with the PlayStation, I had to click back and forth from the cart to the checkout showing empty, and eventually it went through because it was still showing that it was available in my cart when I would back out. So just because you get it in your cart and you click over to the checkout, if it shows empty doesn't mean it is. In other Xbox news, Xbox Wire has announced the new Xbox app beta on mobile keeps you connected to your games, friends, and fun. So they have an update for their Xbox app. This is what allows you to go in and play your games through the Project X Cloud setup, so the streaming experience. And they've improved it. So go in, get this update if you're on Android. Unfortunately, still no iOS on this, and iOS probably won't be coming. Just keep that in mind, and unless Apple decides to make some dramatic change that's better than what they tried to offer last time. So go in there, check this out. So far, this has been a pretty incredible experience across the board. People are raving about it. I haven't been able to find a PC option for this. I'm still looking forward to trying the streaming option on PC. As I said, I have an iPhone, so that doesn't do me any good. I do have an old Android tablet, but it doesn't work with this. So please, put in the comments, let me know what you think of this, because I would love to have been able to try this out And since I can't, I want to hear from you as to what you're enjoying with this, how it's running for you, and if you played Stadia, how it compares to that. Some other information, the Minecraft free PSVR support is coming out today. This report came out yesterday. And so if you've been behind the ball, if you've been on PlayStation and you've been wanting to have the VR access like the people on PC have had for a while, this is the official announcement that it will be here tomorrow. It is going to be here today. So check your PlayStation, make sure you've got that update running before you head off to work perhaps. Make sure you've got your updates available for this so you can play it when you get home. Activision through Call of Duty had a breach, and the Call of Duty accounts were affected in this, but Activision says that their accounts have not been touched. It was only in regards to the Call of Duty accounts, which have very minimal information, so you can't really get in there and gain a whole lot off of those. Now, I would be concerned because you do have to have a password for that, I believe. I believe that is separate from your Activision account, but all of your other personal information is safeguarded behind Activision's other wall. So as annoying as it was to have this separate setup for playing Call of Duty, apparently this turned out to be a good way to have an extra wall between your personal information and your accounts. So we can at least thank them for that. If for the first time I think I've ever said thank you, Activision, for doing something cumbersome to protect me. Getting over into some hardware news. The RTX 3080 on Amazon has alerts going out for listings that are ridiculously high. So they're talking about a $5,000 listing over here. And they're getting alerts. These are third-party sellers saying, hey, look what I got. You can have this 3080 for the low cost of $5,000. I saw a couple on there for $1,700, $1,500 before. Ridiculous pricing. People who are looking at eBay and going, oh, I can get that money, not realizing that those prices are being trolled. They're not actual prices. No one is going in there and buying them for that. So they're trying to get this huge price bump up for over on Amazon, but that makes no sense because all you have to do is wait till the end of this week and you can get a 3090 for $1,500. And demand is probably not going to be as high for those simply because of that price. But if you're willing to spend $5,000 on a 3080, you might as well spend down and get the 3090 for $1,500 or up to $1,800 if you get a third-party card. And speaking of third-party cards and their pricing, Wccftech did an update showing the pricing from retailers, with that being up to $1,800. So they just have the different listings here from Newegg, Best Buy, so you can take a look through there, see the different cards. So like the EVGA XC3 Ultra is going to come in at $1,619.99 in comparison to the Asus ROG Strix OC edition, which will come in at $1,800, and the prices definitely vary quite a bit through here. Now, as we saw with the 3080, a lot of this price variance has to deal with more than just the base card, because the base card does a really good job on its cooling, but on some of these cards, they have 3 8-pin connectors in order to give it more power, and this is allowing for faster overclocks because they're able to pump more juice into them, where the Founders Edition simply doesn't have that built into their systems. And lastly, in Nvidia news, Nvidia GeForce RTX 3090 crunches 122 megahertz per second in Ethereum as mining performance leaks out. So if you are a miner and you are looking for these cards for Ethereum, apparently they are crunching a whole lot. And I know that the last mining bubble caused a lot of frustration for people. It's going to cause a lot of frustration again if it's allowing it for this. Now, this is Ethereum, so it's not exactly Bitcoin, but it is the second largest digital currency that is available out there. So if you want to do some mining, this is going to be a great way to do it. If you want to avoid mining, but you still want one of these cards, you're going to have to act fast because it looks like we have another bubble coming. All right, well, that's going to be it for today. Thanks for hanging out. I will be streaming games later on. Remember to click the follow if you haven't already. If you're over on YouTube, make sure you click the subscribe. And over on Twitter as The Gray Falcon, make sure you follow me over there to have conversations and check up on the latest news as it becomes available online. Until next time, have a good one.